that first ban from CJ Entus Blaze.
So, in terms of what it is, Nami has actually been banned out for Blaze. They do not want to deal with a fish lady, removed her from the game, and immediately Fnatic respect ban taking up Thresh.
Nami, she was recently buffed a little bit. The missile speed on her stun has been upped. She's not as easy to dodge anymore. She got a little bit more of a base movement speed so she can move around in that lane a bit more. She had a lot of power before the buffs in her W, in her heal and her sustain. It was good harass, it was good sustain at the same time. The same cast would heal, would damage and then heal. That was very powerful. Now that she's got that extra movement speed, now that she's got the extra missile speed on her stun, she can be very, very strong. However, why would you ban it against Fnatic? They have either been keeping that very, very well hidden to everyone except Blaze, or Blaze have a specific strategy here that Nami's going to work against.
Following that,
well, they did. They banned Caitlyn, which is a targeted ban.
correct, for Captain Jack.
My man, Captain Jack. The reason I play Graves, Captain Jack.
Yes.
And then they did ban Ryze.
They did.
Yeah, so interesting Ryze to see gone, but now this is what blows my mind.
That's what they left open.
Twisted Fate, Shen, Kayle, Leona, all of these super high priority picks.
Xin Zhao.
Yes, Xin Zhao as well. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Leona pick coming out of Fnatic. I know for a fact that that is an rated sort of go-to champion. It's what he's most comfortable on, and it suits his playstyle as well. The problem is if you do decide to lock that in, there are so many other champions. And I mean, we completely forgot about Vi. Vi was banned against Fnatic, wasn't it, by Millennium?
Yeah, Millennium banned it against Fnatic, but it was left completely open in the first game with the two Korean teams, which not completely unheard of. The Koreans don't seem to be quite as in love with Vi as the Europeans and the Americans are. So
and
they've got something else up their sleeve. They also swap in Cyanide can juggle that, as well as Pekka do in the mid. They've got so many strong champions to choose from here. These bans have left so much open that it's just a case of what do we go with first? What do we leave them with? And they've got 5 seconds to make their mind up with it.
Yeah,
taking that KO early
second Misfortune, man. Wasn't it Blaze that banned Misfortune in the first game of the day against IEM?
I don't know. It might have been Millennium against Fnatic.
It was Millennium against Fnatic.
They just want to take that away from Yellow Star. Yeah. And you see, again, you've just got so many high priority picks here. We were talking the names, you know, Shen, Kayle, Leona, etc. So we'll see now what CJ Entus decides to lock in. Varus is sort of the AD carry that is rising to prominence right now. Is getting more and more and more play, and it's just so powerful. And you can see already, Ambition is cycling through the picks. We've seen Sona, we've seen Xin, we've seen Varus. There's so many things available. It's like a kid in a toy store saying, I want, and trying to think, well, if we pick this, they'll pick that. And it's just this very difficult chess game at the moment.
Varus has that very valuable percentage health damage, and there's a lot of health being built in Season 3 right now, and it's a natural counter, and I think that's probably the reason we've seen. And that in the Blight Crystal skin is so sexy.
Yeah.
that's how I roll
so this
too.
is the Arclight skin, the newest one?
It's all right. A little feminine, maybe, for me.
Personal taste, I suppose. Personal taste. I like the Arclight. He looks like a good guy instead of the bad guy. But yeah, so it does look like he's going to lock in that Xin Zhao and of course Lu. So we're probably going to see once again that rush for the Locket of the Iron Solaria and just a very aggressive, jungle ganks coming out of Xin.
We have two very strong engages there with both teams. You look at the early pick Shen, which we mentioned earlier. He can ultimate onto Vi, he will Vault Breaker through the enemy team, lock on with his Sultan Battery onto a squishy AD carry at the backside, or onto Flame, in fact, with his Twisted Fate, pull himself all the way through, knock him back as he goes, knock them up, knock him down. Shen arrives, lands on there with it, and you have two very strong, high damage, tanky members of the Fnatic team in and amongst CJ Entus Blaze. You've then got a response from them with Xin Zhao charging in, Lulu ultimate, knocking everyone up. So they both have very strong engages on that, but they have left open and allowed and rated to pick up his Blitzcrank.
Beep boop.
Beep boop, beep boop, beep boop.
The question is now, is this going to be rated running Blitzcrank, or is there going to be some funny business going on and maybe Soa is trying to play it? Because I don't think it's a possibility. I think they're leaving the final counter pick for the mid lane.
It's just going to be mid lane picked by Rated, and he's going to switch it straight with Peke there. Other than that, everyone's got their own champions.
And Sinch has been locked in.
Flame has his Sinch.
And Captain Jack is playing Tristana.
Well, top lane is going to be incredibly boring.
You did say it. At the beginning of the day, you were talking, are we going to see Tristana? Are we going to see her? And she's been pulled out.
And privately, it was Captain Jack who I wanted to see players so
This is going to be a masterclass.
The thing that's amazing about...
Do you want to take notes?
Sure, I'm going to need 2 pence for this game, man.
Fiddling with the pens. But now the question is, with 20 seconds left on the clock, how does Xpeke want to counter this Twisted Fate? Destiny, of course, is going to play such a huge role in split pushing, keeping the map under control and moving around. Does lock in the Diana, so going to go very, very aggressive and try to pick up some kills in that lane most likely. But you've got 2 very big map presence champions in the form of Singed and in the form of Twisted Fate. The split pushing that they're going to offer, that Ghost and that Insanity Potion, you're not going to be able to stick to Singed. But if there's anybody that's going to be able to chase, I mean, you've got Shen that can lock him up, you've got Vi that can dive, you've got Diana that can dive, and even Blitzcrank can say as well, no, don't run away, come to me, have a rocket grab, because I just want to shake your hand.
There's a lot of scary engages there on that Fnatic team. CJ are going to have to be very, very careful as and where they move. One person slightly on the other side of a cliff, or one person just off to one side, is immediately going to get Assault and Battery on them, or a Shen Taunt on them, or a grab on them for Unrated, and it's going to become a 5v4 fight very quickly. Draven has a lot of burst damage, Vi has a lot of burst damage, and Xpeke's Diana has a massive amount of burst damage. And with Ambition teleporting all over the map from level 6, Peke's got a great pick there with Diana to follow him, to chase him, to keep him down. Since they rebuffed, or reset, shall we say, her ultimate has a bigger range in it again. She can come in, clean up fights using that reset on her Moonfall, Crescent Strike and Lunar Rush, sorry, using that reset, using the Moonfall to pull them in. She can lock people down and clean up games.
Well, the game is loading. Our casters are ready. The fans are ready. The players are ready. I am so stoked to see Captain Jack play Tristana and see how this game plays out. Going to give away the casters Lee, Demon Smith, and Jason Kaplan. Good luck, have fun.
Yes, welcome ladies and gentlemen. We are about to get underway here. It is the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. It's the 3rd game of the day. If you've not caught any of the matches, you've missed out, because earlier on we had CJ Entus Blaze on your screen right there to the left, and a dominating performance against LG IEM, and Fnatic already 1 down against Millennium. Big shocks already, certainly for Fnatic, not so much for Blaze. Blaze coming into this one now, the hot favourites, I think it's safe to say. And that's not really meant to be a pun on the Blaze name, but as it is, we are underway. Well, the blue team, of course, will be CJ Entus Blaze, and the red team will be Fnatic. Should be on your screen any second now. There they are. Everybody's setting up. We do have a Blitzcrank. We do have a Draven from Fnatic, as well as Soaz on Shen, Cyanide, of course, on that Vi. Going to be interesting to see. So both teams have kind of got what they wanted, and the hook comes straight in there. Helios goes down. First blood for Yellowstar.
And what an explosive beginning to an exciting game. I don't think anyone on CJ Blaze actually expected that to happen. It was actually a great ward over the wall to spot them coming in. And Fnatic, or sorry, not Fnatic, and Rated, you can't give him that Blitzcrank. He's just going to pull you every single time and create opportunities for his team. And Demon, I am...
Look at that, straight away. Doran's Blade Boots. It's going to be a tough start.
Oh yeah, especially when you're against a Draven. I mean, that is just dangerous. Tristana is, decently good. Obviously not really good until that late game, but the range on her E as she keeps leveling up is going to help quite a bit for some harassment. And I don't know about you, Demon, but I'm really excited to see Singed again.
And I'm excited to see a lot of these champions.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's Ambition on Twisted Fate. Twisted Fate is always banned against Koreans, so they were so obviously excited to get that one. Shinzao in jungle definitely been banned out pretty heavily in League of Legends Championship Series lately. Singed in there from Flame. Obviously, we used to see Shy with that, but Singed in there with Flame this time. Lust Boy, of course, he's just a god, frankly, on Lulu. There's no other word for it. I remember seeing his performance at MLG Dallas was just simply astounding on Lulu. Some of the things he came out with, but Draven is in there. Draven's been big in the LCS lately. Very much a strong champion. We've seen, of course, Hosan running it so strongly. This bottom lane, look at it. They're staring each other down in the bushes. Is Soaz about to go across? Is Captain Jack going to go for it? Who's going to be the first one to bite? It's going to be Captain Jack picking up the CS. And Soaz just doesn't want to go pick up the CS. He just wants to farm out that experience. Staying very aggressive. The hook dodge from Enrated there. That is going to be settling down. So, lanes, Jason. How do we fare? We have split lanes again, as always, between these teams. Blitzcrank, Draven versus a Singed. Is Singed going to have to be very careful here? And of course, Shen kind of like the perennial, almost always pick 2v1 laner.
Yeah, it's going to be very annoying to go up against that. But then again, you have a Twisted Fate, so if Shen comes in, you can obviously come in with him as well. But, Sin, she's used to just running past you, farming behind your own turret, and when you have a Blitzcrank to pull you, to knock you up, not to mention the knock away from Draven, you're really not going to escape that combo, especially early on when you have those boots.
In the jungle, Lulu has been spotted there. Just see whether he was going towards it, wards out the blue. I thought Cyanide may go for it, but no.
And speaking of those wards, I mean, looking at Fnatic's jungle right now, how many wards they have down. They have a pink ward over towards the race. They just wanted to make sure there's no vision from CJ Blaze's side, because they really wanted to control that red. They wanted to start off there, and they also warded up the enemy blue. So I was expecting, you know, maybe Fnatic was going to make a play on that. However, they didn't, so they invested a lot into wards early on. We have Cyanide coming around this mid lane. He wants to make something happen.
He wants to go in towards Ambition. He is going to charge up. Can he get onto him? Yes, he does. Gets the knock up. He's going to get taken down very low. Stun card will come out, though. How will it happen on the turret? He didn't even get a chance to pull it. That's Cyanide picking up the kill.
And that is the strength of Vi. That's why you have to ban her out. She's so strong early on, puts out so much damage, and not to mention with that red buff, you're not really going to escape that. And Demon, I was taking a look at runes real quick while we were, you know, going over the game, and, you know, Captain Jack's running 4% lifesteal, so he has a couple of points in there to get that. And also Lustboy, which is really interesting to me. As you just see a taunt under tower.
Taunt on the turret. Captain Jack taking 2 tower hits there. Very nicely done from Soaz. Timed it out nice.
And Lustboy is running 9 flat armor pen and 10 flat spell pen, so he really wants to harass as much as possible with his Lulu. And I've never actually seen someone kind of rune a support that way.
Lustboy is actually the one player, I should say, that I actually saw take Frozen Mallet. You know, we heard, obviously, N-Rated talking about it. When you get such an advantage early on, you want to take that Frozen Mallet sometimes on Lulu, and he was the man that did it at Dallas. As it is, though, we'll see how it progresses. Captain Jack taking a few too many hits for his liking. They've backed up, and they're going to reset and try and freeze out this lane. Keep Soaz away from the experience. He's already up to level 4 versus the level 2s, and he's keeping the pressure on towards Captain Jack here. But Lustboy, you see, putting that Glitter Lance back down and keeping him at bay.
And, you know, speaking of past history between these teams, they played IPL 5, which I don't know if you cast the exact game, but we saw Fnatic play against Blaze, and Fnatic won that game, but that was with Reckless, obviously. And then at the Intel Extreme Masters Katowice, we saw Fnatic take on Blaze in the semifinals, where it went to a 3-game series where Blaze actually came out ahead in that. So overall, it's 2-2, and this is, I have to say, a grudge match between these teams, because they want to come out ahead in that overall match standing.
Yeah, non-stop pressure here on Soaz coming out from Lustboy, really working him down. You can see Helios ready and waiting to go. They're going to try and pressure on towards his turret. They do have Cyanide coming around. Again, the taunt comes in. Soaz kind of baited into this one. They're going to go aggressive. Helios will catch him down. Have they got enough to turn it back around? The turret hit on Captain Jack. It's going to be Cyanide that picks up the revenge kill, and that is what they needed to do. They were ready and waiting for that one. Meanwhile, you can see Flame getting pressured in the top lane.
And I was just taking a look at why Captain Jack didn't jump away. He had the mana for it, but I just kind of think he blinked out there. That was a little bit of an interesting choice by him, but a great job by Fnatic to pick up that kill and pick it up a 1-for-1 down there.
And the pressure staying on this top lane. Meanwhile, the mid lane, very much even between the two in terms of CS. In actual fact, there is an advantage for Ambition, despite the fact it's Peke with that kill earlier on, with Cyanide obviously helping out. But there's a massive CS shift, a big difference. Yellow Star versus Captain Jack right now, 48-29.
Yeah, and I mean, we see Yellow Star sitting on 1,300 gold, so when he backs, he's just going to be just so annoying for Sync.
Peke going aggressive on towards Ambition. He's going to have Helios coming around though, so Peke in all sorts of trouble now. He's going to run away. He's got the Ignite. Can he get the Crystal Swipe? Will he try and turn it back around? No, he won't. He's going to go down. Eventually uses the shield. Is he going to try and flash away? No, he doesn't have that at his disposal, and instead just draws them away and finally goes down. CJ Entus Blaze picking up a kill.
Yeah, unfortunately, expect it overextend just a little bit, and we see Ambition now actually is level 6. We do see just Flame trying to survive up here. Does get a nice flip on a Yellow Star, but in the end, not going to really keep him locked down.
It was a great flip, putting him straight in towards that tower. 2 tower hits, a lot of poison damage on towards him. It's going to force him to back away and maybe pick up an item. We do see Boots of Mobility being picked up by Cyanide already, so he's going to be zipping around that map. There's the Boots of Mobility for Helios in straight turnaround, and that is the first tower of the game for Blaze.
A nice little advantage for them. We do have Flame, you know, he's doing decently well. He has over double the CS of Soaz, even though Soaz was killed at the bottom lane. But, you know, that's what Sinj can do. If he can, you know, farm up a decent amount and then get a lane to himself, he's just going to be such a nuisance later on. We've seen it happen in LCS. We've seen it happen, well, you know, with Dyers from TSM. You just cannot kill a Sinj and you can't chase one. Ambition is 6 now, hasn't really ganked a lane just yet, but they're trying to go for a gank on him.
They're going for Ambition. Here they go. Here comes Cyanide straight on towards him, but Helios is here in his response. Assault battery comes down, but they should have enough to finish off Ambition. Ambition take it very low, but you can see Peke, 3 talent strike ready and waiting, but Helios can't catch on towards him.
Oh, the
He's
Shen
going to
ulti.
move for surely the Shen ultimate. Stand United coming in. Helios running for his life now. Cyanide just missing out. They tries to turn it around, pick anything up. It's not going to happen. Soaz gets the kill.
Great job by Fnatic, picking up a 2-for-0 right
got the
there.
blue.
And they're going to, deny that blue away. We had those wards down, and Raid is going to help give him that vision. And great play overall from Fnatic. Yellowstar all alone in that top lane as Captain Jack coming down to spot this.
Captain Jack trying to come around. He's trying to put the pressure down on towards Cyanide. Has he got enough, or is he putting himself in danger? You're going to see the power fist come out there. He gets the hook, and now Captain Jack, you're going to see Soaz coming around. He has to launch himself away. Twisted Fate going to come back in. Ambition, he's only going back to mid turret.
And even that Draven ulti coming in there to potentially pick up that kill. But a great start for Fnatic, 2-5 now. They are down that turret, but they have the ability to take this top turret as soon as they want to, I have to say, because Draven has a huge advantage over Trist. And then potentially go for that dragon, which I'm a little bit surprised it actually hasn't been contested just yet. It's a little bit early, yes, but we did have the 80 carry and support for Blaze down at that bottom lane.
Well, we do see Captain Jack, like you mentioned, up this top lane now, so that's going to actually delay things. Oh, the hook, though, comes straight in, and Rated gets the power fist. Is it going to be enough? Yellowstar caught out there. He is going to get the hit down. 3-talent strike comes in. Should it be enough? Oh, Yellowstar goes down, and now Enrated's in trouble. Wild Growth pops him in the air, and you should see Helios picking this one up. He tries to turn it back around. Power fist on Helios, delaying things, but now they're diving in the mid lane. Flame on towards Cyanide. Cyanide gets flipped. He's into poison. The ignite running. Is it going to be enough? Yes, it is. Flame picks up the kill.
And double buffs on top of that. What a great play, actually, to start off with Fnatic, as he should be able to escape this.
They're chasing Flame down. He's going to run away here. Soaz is tracking him, as is Peke. Peke comes around. If he one Crescent Strike, the ward goes down. He will catch it, gets the moonfall, but Helios comes straight back in, and now the poison's ticking around. Shadow Dash comes in. Is it going to be enough? The ignite running on Flame. Flame goes down. Now you can see Peke. He's going to run for it. Lust Boy now getting closed in by Soaz, but they all back away. 7-5 currently the kill score.
And the game just blew up completely right there. Now I wanted to go back onto that fight we saw on the top end where we did see Tristana get caught. The stand aside throwing out a Draven stopped Trista's rocket jump to get away. We do see it actually diving onto Soaz on this top side.
Soaz Shadow dashes away, but the stun card comes out from Ambition. A 3-talent strike bounces him in the air. They turn and walk away with the ignite doing the kill.
And with CJ Blaze, behind, they have caught up quite a bit right now. It's 6-7. They will be able to get this another turret into their pockets, but this game is getting really hectic, team, and really fast.
Well, they have the gold advantage currently with that turret down, of course. It's a 2k gold lead. That second tower nearly going down. Everybody backing away. Peke picking up his own blue buff, and we do see Yellowstar actually pressuring the mid lane. As it stands, though, Fnatic need to pick up some turrets here, because I've seen this happen so many times against the Korean teams. They will grind you down. They will take those global objectives on the outer lanes, and slowly but surely you will be pressed into your base. So how will they respond to this one? Well, you do see Peke coming down the bottom lane to keep on pressuring, but Flame seems to be that unstoppable troll machine that is singed.
And he has a Catalyst and a Tear. He's going to be going for that Seraph's Embrace, not to mention that Rod of Ages. He's going to have a lot of actual magic damage onto his kit, which is kind of surprising to see such an aggressive build on Singe when you're already in a 1v2 lane, but Fnatic going for this dragon right now. We even have Trist and Lulu pushing this top side, so we're going to probably see a turret for a dragon.
Yep, there's the turret, there's the dragon. Trade is done. Captain Jack with Lust Boy continues pressuring that top lane. Soaz trying to keep them at bay, and there is the twin shadows coming out from Ambition. First item completed. We've seen it so often. It works so wonderfully well on Twisted Fate. Gives him that extra bit of crowd control. How are they going to be able to four-man siege this middle turret? Lust Boy's making his way down to try and help out, but we do have that creep wave coming in. And they could, well, collapse on them from every direction. There you go. Helios with the ultimate. He's going to have a 3-talent strike. N-rated power fists him in the air. Move falls him back. N-rated's going to get taken incredibly low, as is Yellowstar. Yellowstar goes down as Captain Jack comes in. You can see Peke. He's going to get dropped. Soaz now in trouble. He's standing out in it. Has to flash away, but Captain Jack pursues. He's going to be able to jump straight on his head. Cyanide's going to come in. The glue goes down. The stun card comes out. Soaz goes down. It's 10-8 to CJ Entus Blaze.
And Fnatic just got completely outplayed right there. I'm really surprised because we saw Captain Jack and Lust Boy coming down from the top lane. Like, they had a ward on that. They knew that was happening. They knew Flame was down towards that bottom side, and yet they didn't leave. They got caught, lost 4 members, and they're going to lose this turret.
Well, Blaze are just storming through Fnatic now. That turret will go down. That's going to be the 4th one of the game. and they are just demolishing everything, every objective they can find. And Fnatic up against it here, already 1-0 down against Millennium. 2-0 would be a devastating start for them. But Blaze are not a team to be trifled with and are looking very strong here.
And the thing was, Fnatic had such a great start in this game. At first blood, they had, you know, their own jungle. They even had a couple more kills after that. But Blaze, that just shows you, like, if you give them that small advantage, they're going to open that wide up and completely take the advantage against you. And we really have to say, it was great job by Blaze overall, in just terms of map awareness and baiting the team in, knowing when to go in and try to get Fnatic out of position.
Well, you see Soaz here, stood in the bush. Flame just building up before him. Now they're going to try and go for him. They have a huge creep wave there, though. They do manage to shadow dash across it, missed, and he just walks away. And that is the power of Flame.
That's the power of Singe. Look what he did. He drew 3 members over into that lane, which pretty much gives the rest of his lanes, if they were pushing, that ability to do it and get those turrets. It's really looking bad because Shen, you know, you want to split push with him, but he doesn't have the items to do it. He can't go head to head against anyone on Blaze anymore at this point. And we have just huge CS differences building up across the map. We have in the jungle 53 to 37 CS. Cyanide does have that lead there with those 2 kills, that 1 death and 3 assists. But in the mid lane, Demon, 107 to 67. And you're against a Twisted Fate who has that passive, has an extra 2 gold per minion kill. That is really not a good sign. You don't want to see a Twisted Fate, especially Ambition, get ahead on him.
Yeah, and of course the top lane is, like you mentioned, the fact that Flame is so far ahead, he can't split push. It just takes away that entire tactic. And now Yellowstar caught out. Stun card dropped where he stands, tries to use the barrier, but honestly, it was just a futile gesture. Completely caught out by Ambition. And this is what we've talked about with the Korean teams. They get that advantage, they crush you down. Gambit do it so well as well. But as it stands, the European teams need to adjust to this, because once they give them that small advantage, which sometimes they used to being able to get away with, it is not going to work in these Korean dominating times.
And that's something that confuses me, is because Fnatic, the way they played it in the beginning, they had Blaze figured out. They knew exactly what they were doing. They got the first blood, they put even pink wards down to prevent them from coming in, and yet they just don't seem to have that knowledge as the game progresses on. Blaze is just completely taking advantage. Capjack does get pulled on a turret.
Oh, what a great hook, just as he was leaping away. The tower finished him off. Here comes the Draven ultimate on towards Ambition. Can they follow it through? Peke's going to chase. He's going to try and catch on towards Lustboy, pulls the ward down, but a great glitter lance on towards Peke, stops him where he stands. Meanwhile, you do see Cyanide try to dash in, turns around, the ignite's going to be enough. The minions are going to put the damage down, and that's a pickup for Ambition. Fantastic kill there. And they are going to dive in. The Moonball pulls them all in there, and Rated manages to get the hook, but he doesn't want it because Helios turns around and pulls the damage down. Peke's going to go down, the 3-talent strike, and now Fnatic in all sorts of trouble. They thought they were on the kill, but it was all in against them. And now you see Yellowstar in trouble. Stan United used simply to save himself there, to get away from Flame, because Flame was bringing the damage down, and that saves him just about. Lustboy's still hanging around, throwing out that glitter lance, and Helios, they are still pincered here, and Captain Jackie's returning.
And overall, that was a 3v1 for Blaze. I mean, we saw actually Flame in the bot lane when that entire fight was going on. 1v1 Soaz, pretty much from 100 almost to 0 at that point. And then we saw Soaz actually leave and gives them that ability to push that lane in. Blaze is just playing like a finely tuned machine right here, even potentially taking away this blue buff here, And we see Singe, Rod of Ages is done. It is starting to stack. We see the tier almost fully capped out. How do you stop Flame? I mean, you don't have the damage, you don't have the ability to lock him down, and if he's building pure damage, you can't even chase him.
Well, we saw SK Gaming at the Season 2 Regionals trying to do a similar thing to Shy when he was playing the Singed. As it is, Flame on Singed seems unstoppable as well. Peke trying to pick up that blue buff, ping's going down, they know he's there. We do see Captain Jack coming across to maybe try and get the steal. He is pinging down. Will he get it or not? We're not going to see it because we're going to watch Ambition picking up a blue from nothing.
And look how many wards that Blaze has down in the enemy jungle right now, Demon. It is ridiculous. We see Cyanide, he takes one for the team. I love this pickup by him. He goes for an Oracle because he knows they lost their control of their own jungle. They have to gain it back somehow, and this is how they're going to do it. This is how they need to stop Blaze's aggression and turn it against them.
Well, Cyanide with that Oracle out is going to try and clear things out. It's a fairly early Oracle, but you know, he's actually responding to the times, because 16 minutes into this game, you're realizing that Blaze are just dominating. They are over the jungle, they are picking them apart, and of course with Twisted Fate zipping around as well, you need every vision you can get. Helios picking up the red buff, he's going to clear that one out. But Fnatic, what are they going to do here, Jason, to try and respond? Because they are just struggling. They need to start getting turrets, and they just can't get out of their own jungle.
Well, no matter how far behind they get, they have a Blitzcrank. That's pretty much all you have to really look at. I mean, as late as the game does go, as long as they can last, as long as they get that one crucial pull, they can easily win that fight. Like I was saying before, Fnatic, they have to gain control of their own jungle. They're doing that right now with Cyanide, and they need to potentially kill someone. Like, they have to catch someone off of Blaze, because right now they can't stop a split push. Soaz isn't strong at this point. Flame is just ridiculously strong, as you see right there. I mean, even Yostar with that red buff and only tier 1 boots on Flame, he can't even do any damage against him. So they have to somehow pick up some kills here, get some extra gold, some extra items, and prevent Flame from farming up at the same time. It's a really big task.
Cyanide's trying to get a peek on this, and you can see that they are picking up the dragon, but there's nothing they can do about it. They are going to try and gather and see if they can maybe get in to steal something. No, they're just going to stand and let Blaze take it. So the gold advantage stretches once again. 6,400 gold currently in favor of Blaze. 4-0 in turrets, 14-10 in kills. And now we see Ambition picking up, and Soaz is in trouble here. Stun card comes out, and it's going to see the wild cards going through. Hasn't got the burst to deal with him completely. And now we see Cyanide coming around. He's going to try and save the day. Stun card again. He's going to have to come in and help. No, he's been left to die. And Helios and Captain Jack are coming in to pick it up. Oh, he didn't let them have a support kill. He didn't let them. That's a bit rude.
He wants it all for himself, Demon.
No assists given.
But Cyanide, I mean, it was overall a good play by him. He tried to come in for that gank on Ambition. He put a ward down in that tri-bush, which we saw Lustboy pick up, but because of that ward, Cyanide saw 4 members actually.
Ambition's going to track him down, and Twin Shadows straight away thrown out there. He's going to get caught down. The slow card comes down as the wild card passes through. And now blue buff, here comes Captain Jack. It's a very, very dead end rated. And well, CJ Blaze are just taking any advantage they smell.
And the story of the game right now, it's still those 4 turrets to 0 at this point. It's just the pressure that Blaze is putting on against Fnatic. It just can't be matched. You see actually a dive going on.
Flame goes aggressive, turns around, ignite down, Helios comes in, 3 talent strike, and it's another kill. Flame, just absolute demolition job from CJ Entus Blaze here. And this is going to be another turret picked up. There's no way Fnatic can stop this one. Flame is just in troll mode. He's trying to get on towards Soaz. Will he get the flick down? The turret will drop, and you can see him chasing in there. Realizes he's pulled aggression from the entire team.
And look what Xpeke has been locked into. I mean, he hasn't been able to free farm his lane. He's been really behind this entire game, even with those 3 kills. But an Abyssal Scepter and Merc Treads as his first 2 pickups, he's very squishy at this point. And Captain Jack, he has Infinity's Edge done now. He's getting very strong. You have a lot of magic damage from Singe and from Twisted Fate. That Abyssal Scepter Merc Treads isn't really going to help you in the end against that. It's going to help, obviously, with the stun card, but you need, like, as Zonias, you need something to help your team. You need to be able to get in there, soak up some damage, pop the Zonias, and get your team some time to actually pick up a couple of kills and get some damage down on the Blaze.
Well, I'm not really seeing how they can turn things around here, but I guess if anyone can, Fnatic maybe can with their backdoors, tactics, but they don't have the teleports. They don't have anything really available to do that. And honestly, they don't even have a turret yet. Let's be fair. The wards get placed out there. Lustboy is on a cleaning sweep duty. Has the support of Helios, following him behind as N-Rated also clears out the wards. And look at this, Helios trying to close down. Here comes Ambition. They are going to have the team finish him off though. You can see, can they catch in time? N-Rated, the mana shield's going to drop, and he does go down, and now CJ enters Blaze, turn power, and look at that damage coming out. Cyanide goes down, Soaz came in with a Stand United, but he just can't do a thing about it. Captain Jack Sparrow takes him down, and they are collapsing on again in towards the base, flipping Yellowstar. Yellowstar goes down to Ambition. Peke, the last man standing, he's going to get caught out here. He's trying to get away. He does come out, but instead he goes in towards Flame, who just turns the aggression. Lustboy will go down to the turret. It's a feeble gesture. It's an Oracle down, but it's an ace for 1 response.
And that just shows you how far Fnatic is behind at this point. They had the advantage in the initial part of the fight, but they didn't have the damage behind it. Blaze is just so tanky. They're so much higher on levels as well. Just Fnatic can't really answer. There's just no answer. I mean, they have to go for maybe a potential Baron steal, which, you know, it's Cyanide. It's always possible. He's pretty much one of the best Baron stealers in the game, but at this point, I mean, just how far behind they are, 22 to 11, 7 turrets to 0, and 40,000 gold to 29,000 gold at this point. It's just, it's very hard to come back from this position.
You know, you talk about the fact that if anyone could do it, then maybe Cyanide could, but you got to remember, this is Blaze. This is Blaze that came back from 3 inhibitors down against their rival team. I guess you could say rival team, their sister team. So, you know, they are beyond belief in terms of skill. They have it in them to really sustain. And just then you saw it, the experience they have. The fact they took the inhibitor turret down, they didn't pressure it. They didn't carry on. They didn't push too far. They let the inhibitor stand, and it's like, well, you know, we've got this game pretty much under control. Let's not go too far. 10,000, well, 11,000 gold difference, and a huge gap between the two teams currently. 22 kills, 11, but that just doesn't tell the story. Despite the fact Fnatic, I think they were 5-1 up in kills at one point, have fell so far behind, it's hard to see anything coming out of this.
And that was just because of Blaze taking advantage of positioning every single time. Like the map vision that Fnatic had, they just kept invading those key points, those crucial points where Fnatic didn't have that sight. And because of that, they'd get a couple of kills and they'd start snowballing that even further. And Sinj, who was in a 1v2 lane, is just dominating his counterpart in CS, in kills, in items. I mean, he even has a Twin Shadows. When do you ever see a Sin get Twin Shadows? I mean, it's not a bad item, to be honest, but I've never seen a Sin pick up one of those.
I don't think I have in the European scene. Maybe the Koreans, I'm sure Monte Cristo could correct us on that one. They're trying to go aggressive on Ambition. They may well pick up a kill. They do. It's the first kill in a long time for Fnatic there. As I say that, they did pick up Lustboy in the last fight.
Well, they have to look at what can Fnatic do off of that kill. I mean, what's their next step?
Not a lot.
They can't go for Baron. I mean, it looks like they might try to want to, but they don't have the damage they need. They don't have the tankiness they need, and the Baron will just shred them down. You'll see Sinj come in and he'll pick them all up for kills.
The thing is, they've got 22 seconds before Ambition is back. He's going to be back before they finish this because CJ Vincent's plays are going to delay them long enough. They're going to try and create something from it. Isn't Rated going to go for a hook? Lustboy is just taunting him with that Glitter Lance right now. They're turning down the Baron, taking down very low. Power fits it. They pick up the Baron. Can they turn anything from this one? Enrated tries to delay, but here comes Flame running around with that poison. Yellowstar, he's getting shredded. Captain Jack's going to go down. He does go down, but Yellowstar's already dropped. Cyanide's trying to come around. Peke's trying to run, but the poison's ticking away. You can see there's Flame, gets the court, and here comes Ambition returning back for the kills. They're chasing him down. He takes down Soaz, and it's going to be an ace. It is just Cyanide backing away, but they know exactly where he is. The Glitter Lance going to get fired. Cyanide's in trouble. Turns around, tries to pick up a kill on Helios, might get it, the Ignite, not quite enough, and he flashes away from this one, and the Glitter Lance, one more shot from Lustboy will finish him off. Can he catch him out? It doesn't matter. The inhibitor's going down. Cyanide's running for glory, but the inhibitor will get taken down, and as they pick up a Baron, CJ Entus plays respond with an inhibitor.
Yeah, Fnatic finally got some breathing room in there by picking that up, but man, I was saying that before. If they even get Baron, you have Flame, who wasn't even there, comes in, just runs around you with his troll build, and just absolutely destroys you. 4-for-1 in the end. They did get a nice killing spree bonus off of Captain Jack, but it just seems like a little bit too late at this point. We do see the DFG picked up Onyx Peke. He's trying to burst someone down as quick as possible. But Blaze, I mean, even losing that Baron, picking that inhibitor is still very strong at this point.
And then we see another Dragon being picked up, just to keep that gold lead at 11,000 ahead of Fnatic.
And the thing it's not even important for their gold, it's taken away from Fnatic. If you look at it that way, it's not what they're gaining, it's what Fnatic's losing, and that's the mindset they're going into. Every single jungle creep they take away, it's not extra gold. That's the point when they know they can win a head-on-head team fight. They're just strangling and suffocating Fnatic on gold as much as possible.
And you got to wonder how much this is purely CJ Entus Blaze playing so well, or whether it's Fnatic or on the tilt after losing to Millennium. You got to wonder what effect that's had on them.
I think it's at least 50-50. I mean, Blaze has been playing phenomenal. Every single fight they bait in, if you see Blaze want to fight you, you should know that there's probably 3 or 4 members coming in from the side as well to go for kills.
Peke's going to come around, see if he can get towards that red. He's good, but if be careful, throws out the Crimson Strike, but doesn't manage to catch anyone.
What's nice about this stage in the game is, with the inhibitor down, all lanes are going to be pushing. So you have that to look forward to. You're going to have that gold, that steady gold coming in. The problem is, if Blaze gets a big enough wave and they want to dive you into a turret, they have the ability to at this point.
They are setting themselves up. 4 members along the top. And of course, Flame continues to split push down the bottom. Soaz can't deal with him. They're going to need 5 members to try and deal with this counter in the top lane. It does mean, of course, there's the teleport from Flame, but he doesn't really matter. He doesn't care. He's just going to continue pushing, and they're going to have to deal with him. Soaz is trying to deal with the super minions in the mid lane, but here comes Flame on towards the turret. He has a siege minion with him as well. Well, the rest of Fnatic tried to cover off. Soaz is trying to deal with Flame at the moment. He's getting flung around in the poison as it stands. The mid lane is being pressured by super minions, and his top lane is slowly but surely being sieged. Look at this, Flame actually is just on the turret still. Now he's popped his ultimate, Peke comes in, but this is going to respond to them. They should go towards the top here. You can see they're going to dive in. On the shield comes out. Is it going to be enough? They do manage to get Assault and Battery on him. He's still getting away here. Peke trying to do everything they can while this is all happening. They lose the top inhibitor turret, and here comes Ambition, turns it around. Stun card, Stand United's going to come out from Peke, but Peke goes down just as Soaz comes in. He still can't get up towards Flame. Ignite finally gets him down, but they are losing an inhibitor. They're losing another champion. Ambitious takes him down, and the Nexus turret's now under pressure. There's N-rated going down. Helios, he turns and burns. Would you believe it? He gets away with it because Captain Jack's picked up a double and a triple, and that's going to be the game for CJ Entus Blaze as they take down the Nexus turrets in dominating fashion over Fnatic.
Very well played by Blaze right there. They were just waiting out that top lane push the entire time while Flame was just going to town on that bottom side. And even if they were going to engage upon them, they just had that amazing disengage. And Flame, you know he's probably laughing right now because of that troll he was doing against, was it Xpeke? It was also Soaz and even Cyanide in there, and he just survived for a good portion of that.